Hey guys, my name is Princess Peters, and I welcome you all to the very first episode of the journey so far. I know you're already asking, where is our host? Where is Coach Lara? This is just the case of the interviewer being interviewed. And if you've been following this journey from the start, you will know that this platform is all about truth, growth, and transformation. And today we are starting a new chapter. Today, we will be diving into why the transition from how they healed to the journey so far and what this new phase truly represents. Today, my guest is one whose story ignites everyone, one who a colleague of mine will say our esteemed ma. The brain and voice behind this amazing movement in the person of Coach Lara Kudaisi Don-MOMOH. I love that surname. How you doing, mom?
I'm good. I'm good.
How excited are you to be sitting down at that end of the
I
chair?
don't even. I don't know yet. I don't know. It just feels weird. I feel weird. That's just what I'll say.
No,
But
you
it's
see
still.
what guests are.
Yes, I see. I see what people are going through. It feels weird.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
So now this is a new show. How excited are you to see this amazing show come to actualization?
I'm excited because it's progress. And I like the name, the journey so far. So it's also my own journey so far, progressing from how they healed that we've run for since 2020. Now we're going to the journey so far. So it's progress, it's growth, it's exciting.
Talking about the name, why that name? The journey so far.
Okay. So we wanted to, it used to be how they healed, we talked about healing and all of that. So we wanted to create something different, something new where people can come and share their journeys. Because you'll know that people resonate with stories. People are tired of 5 steps to 6 steps to, they want to know your own journey. How far have you gone? Then what are the mistakes you have made in life? How far have you made it? So it just made sense. The journey so far it was just perfect.
Beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
you've transitioned from how they healed to
Mhm.
the journey so far. What inspired this shift?
Okay, so you know the story. I had a child at 19, 14 heartbreaks, 15 abortions, and a divorce. Yeah. Probably some of you are hearing it for the first time. You're like, oh my God. I'll just give you a minute to catch up. And it's very true. So because of that, that was the beginning of the storytelling, the journey. So I started helping people, to heal. And so it just made sense not to just only tell my own story alone. So I created how they healed from the healing because we were doing the healing school. My journey was at the time about healing people from trauma, and all of that. So it just made sense to do a podcast called How They Healed. In fact, it wasn't a podcast. There was no podcast yet when it started. It was in 2020 and it was a live show, you know. And then by the end of 2020, he had evolved into a TV show. It was aired on African Magic Family. So we did only one season at a time, on African Magic Family. So now, things have changed. We've gone into business strategy. We've gone into certifying coaches, helping them make money, helping female CEOs and coaches to 10x their income, and so many other things we're doing. So how they healed looks a little bit limiting at this point. So now let's make room for more robust conversations so we can go from healing to business to politics to strategy to purpose, leadership, identity. So it just gives room for more robust and authentic conversation that is not just only centered on trauma and healing.
Beautiful. A lot of
Thank you.
people would say that you've used this your podcast to heal a lot of people. That's how they healed podcast.
Yes.
And they are worried. If how they healed podcast has healed a lot of people across the world,
Mhm.
why are we changing?
Oh, so this is going to heal more. Because when we say how they healed, back then it was narrow niching. You get what I mean? I realized then that we only focused on the trauma that people experienced and how they healed. That was good. That was excellent. But there's something better, which is that so that in one podcast now, in one sitting on in one person's story, you are not leaving anything out. Rather, you're talking about their healing journey. You're talking about their business journey. You're talking about their money journey. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about their family journey. So we're not
Basically,
just
everything
talking
about it.
everything about one person.
True.
Instead of just benefiting only from their trauma and healing story. Now it's a lot more and deeper. So I think people will be more excited and they'll benefit more from the journey so far.
Beautiful. So, would you say that this transition reflects a new season in your life and assignment, and
Oh,
why?
absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like this season, this year, I feel like I've lived like 30 years this year in 2025. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful season of the growth this year I think it's 30x. I'm telling you, who I was in January is not who I am now. Who I was
Beautiful.
in May is not even who I am now. That's how sporadic the growth and progress has been. So this season is a season of doing more. You get what I mean? So now we used to focus only on the mindset. Now, how do we convert, or use that mindset to produce physical results? Do you
Mhm.
understand? To produce a more fulfilling life. So we're not
True.
just only focusing on your internal person. We're focusing on your external person. We're focusing on the impact you are making in the world. You're focusing on the money you are making. It's very, very important because that is a very important aspect of our lives that we cannot ignore.
True.
You get what I mean? So
Mhm.
this show is, trust me, it's I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, healing was the focus before.
Yes.
Now you're bringing in mindset, growth, and strategy.
Mhm.
What would you say the journey so far is going to focus on?
Okay, so it's going to focus on the robustness of one person or of a person's life. You know how they healed was, I could say, limited. Do you understand? When they leave, when the guests leave, when we get to talk, or sometimes even after the interviews, I realized that there's another aspect, that we couldn't talk about, but we only talked about the fibroid that they
Mhm.
healed from. We didn't talk about, how she built a six-figure empire, which would have also been as much touching and motivating and inspirational with, like her fibroid or low self-esteem story. You get what I mean?
Mhm.
I realized that we didn't talk about how she got married, how she had, grew a healthy family. We didn't talk about the lessons that she made or he made on his journey of life. We focused on his the lack of growing up with his dad. You get what I'm trying to say?
Mm.
We didn't focus on his mentorship. We didn't focus on his leadership. We didn't. So I feel like there was a lot of things missing then. So this one now, just tune in. I promise you, you're going to be blown away for good.
Beautiful. How do you hope this new show will impact people differently from the old one?
Hmm. Okay, so this new one now, you can get to see people not just vulnerable, not just being vulnerable. We talk about vulnerability all
Vulnerability.
that. Now you can see what people have achieved. You can see that if this person can become
This.
this, I can.
True.
Do you understand? Not just that this person can heal from this, I can also heal. This one, yes, we are healing, but now we're also talking about aspirations, which is what we're talking about, which is why I'm saying it's time to start building intentionally. So you will see the intentionality in the building of
True.
these new people, of these new conversations you get.
Mhm.
Then, so that is what elevates the conversation from how they healed to the journey
The
so far.
journey so far.
Mhm,
Beautiful. That's amazing.
mhm.
So, what surprised you the most about your own journey so far?
Hmm. See, I've always known that I'll make it. I didn't know how. I didn't know it would be this fast, even though it looks too late. Like not too late, but it looks like because I'm 42. But I feel like I can't relate to that age
Mhm.
because I'm
You don't even
older
look it.
than. Thank you. A lot of people don't believe it, but I'm older than that age. So usually all my friends, I don't, they're always older than me because I grew up too fast. You get what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is that I still don't know. I didn't know that I could achieve this much success that I have achieved back then, now because of my journey.
Mhm.
Princess, I studied secretarial admin. Where do you think that kind of person would end? You understand?
Mhm.
Highest, you become a PA to one
Mhm.
person somewhere. You get what I mean? One big
Mhm.
man. And then
Mhm.
maybe one day they'll take you to travel with them and all of those things. I could never have dreamed that one, I would get divorced and remarry. That even despite all my pain, all my heartbreaks, all my insecurities, all my low self-esteem, all my fears, that I can now be a voice today. You don't understand it. I'm telling you, that's why I say this a lot when I go to churches to minister. You that one you can be,
Mhm.
you can express some things. I would tell people like I have no business being near a microphone.
Mhm.
I have no business holding a microphone because of my journey. I have been through the worst kind of experiences. And yet, God's help, God's grace, and my own resilience. I never knew where I would end up. I never knew how it would turn out. But I just know, say, something supposed different.
Mhm.
You understand? So I think that's the most I didn't know that I had this much power to change my own life. And that's what I want to help as many people see as possible, especially everybody, but Christians the most. I have a thing for Christians. I was raised as a Christian who is helpless and dependent solely on God.
Mhm.
What they didn't tell us is that God has empowered us from creation and from redemption. He has given you that power to go and become. I didn't know that. I thought I had to pray at every step. It is if God favors me. Oh, I start
Mhm.
quoting all those scriptures. He will show compassion to whom he show compassion to. He will do this. He will do that. I didn't understand that the Bible says, "Let your works so shine. Let your let your light rather so shine before men, that they may see your good works." He didn't say, "I will help you to let your light so shine." He said, you, let your light. You are the one that has the responsibility to bring out the light inside of you to shine before men. Like God has no, in that part,
Mhm.
He's not doing anything. No. It's you.
Mhm.
It's all you. Because He's empowered you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works, and then they can glorify your Father in heaven. Because now you are now doing what your Father has commissioned you to do. See, that realization happened in 2015 when I read this scripture again. Of course, it was therapy, going for all my trainings and all of that. And I saw differently. Ye are gods and children of the Most High. But you die like mere men. So I'm like, I'm not going to die like a mere man. I'm a God. Are you joking? Princess, before if I would create this podcast, I needed approval of about 5 mentors or coaches. Yes, that's who I used to be. I couldn't do anything on my own by myself. I didn't believe that I was that
Good enough.
good enough. That's how I was raised. I call it the approval syndrome, where I have to seek approval to do anything. It's why now I empower people around me. Don't ask me. I don't even like people asking me. Go and feel and learn, because that's what I did. You understand? But people are
Mhm.
too careful. I don't want to offend them. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to. So that was me before, which is my coaches know. They'll ask me, "Coach, this program." I say, "I'm not going to tell you. Go do it yourself." So I didn't know that before I sent a broadcast in the past, I had 5, 6, 7 people that I'll need for them to okay it. Imagine what I was wasting. Imagine the time. And I'm not saying don't have mentors or leaders and all of that.
Okay.
But let me tell you the danger in always seeking approval is that a lot of times when God gives you a vision, He gives only you. They don't understand it. Look at what I'm doing. Does it make sense? That you go on Facebook and say, "I had a child at 19, I had 14 heartbreaks." Do you know how many people I've lost just because of that? Do you know how many mentors I've lost? Do you know how many pastors that we used to be close? You understand? It's just mind blowing to them.
Mhm.
It has to be the devil. In fact, I had a mentor, a lady at the time, because I couldn't tell her. When I posted it, she called me. What? No, I was crying like a baby. What's that? Go and delete it now. I said, God asked me. He said, which God? Your story is not complete. Because at the time I wasn't married. You were not married. When you married, because that's logic.
Mhm.
Do you understand? So a lot of people, they don't understand your process. They don't understand your vision. They don't understand your calling. They don't understand your journey. So imagine me deleting that story. Daddy. What do you think? Do you think we'll be here today? This same person has called me and been like, oh my goodness. I'm sure she didn't remember what she said earlier. Like, look at what you have become. Look at what, the Holy Spirit brought your picture to me and showed me that you're going to be a succor to many women. That day, I feel like that fooling backhand. You get what I mean?
Mhm.
So for me, this is victory. This is, I can't even explain how I'm feeling because I evolved from that little girl that always questioned everything to being, language coming to my head is not,
A
it's
decision
not for
maker.
TV or YouTube, but to just be somebody who understood that my life is in my hands, to somebody who understands
To
that
take
I am
care.
so powerful.
Mhm.
Princess, you don't understand it. You won't get it if you've never been there.
True.
Where I have to literally beg to be me. Because they'll tell me, no, you can't do that now. No, it doesn't make sense. And I'll be like, okay, okay. And so when you keep asking people for approval, do you know what happens? A lot of times you lose that vision. A lot of times, because by the time you ask 5, 6 people, they don't understand it. This person will say, no, it doesn't make sense. So this person will say, maybe do this one. This person will say, before you know it, you've even lost the zest and the zeal to do
To
that, to
even do it.
become.
Yeah.
But God is merciful. So here we are
Amen.
today.
So following your journey so far,
Mhm.
if you had the power to take yourself back to your younger self, what's
Oh.
that one message you would tell yourself?
Oh, Adekunbi. Stop following those boys. You're bigger than them. You're bigger than them. You have been created for global impact. You are that little one that will become 1,000, and a strong one that will become a nation. You are the leader and the ruler of a nation. Stop carrying yourself like the masses. All right? You're going to make it someday.
Yes, yes. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So my next question is, before we move from this phase of how they healed,
Mhm.
looking back at all the testimonies you've had, what's
Hmm.
that one satisfying moment you always have when you read those testimonies?
Oh, God. I did not know that these questions would be like this because I'm just holding myself right now. I feel honored. I feel privileged. I have at least dealt or helped over 5,000 to the glory of God. I have helped or seen women go from, I'm finished, I can't do it. And now today they are leading businesses. They are leading, a tribe. They are helping other people healed. One case that I always mention, I'm gonna mention her, is my coach. Hi, Tinuke. Like I remember when Coach Tinuke, that's what we call her, Coach T now, Coach Tinuke came some years ago. She had lost a son at 7 years to cancer. And I remember the healing school then. I would take them on a journey. It's called future pacing in
Okay.
hypnosis, where you close your eyes, I help you paint 10 years from now. And I remember her saying, I'm like, where are you? What are you seeing? I can't see. It's black. I can't see. And people, it was a group class. People were crying because that's how hopeless she felt. And, thankfully, I didn't give up on that day. She just said, I can't see. Everywhere is black. Nothing is moving. And I kept saying, no, it can't be black. You understand? Move. Put on the light. She's like, okay, I'll put it on. I'm serious. So it's a very intense and deep session. Put on the light. Get up. Go do this. Go do that. What do you want to be? Long story short, in 1 year, this woman had become a powerful force. Today, she's a coach. She's helping people heal. She's one of our coaches in
Mhm.
LKI coaching. at academy. She also has her own thriving coaching business, so many other things that she's doing. She's do you know how privileged, how honored, how humbling. You get what I mean? And that's just one out of over 5,000. So it's very, sometimes when I worship, nobody gets it. You understand? Because I'm like, I could have died. I tried to take poison. Yeah, just 8 years ago. And sometimes I reminisce, what if I have died? Do you know how many people that I would be depriving of this awesomeness and joy? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it makes me grounded and humble, and to also always want to impact and tell other people, don't ever give up. You know how we say, now who give up for? Don't give up, because the rest of your life is better than your journey so far.
True. And that's why they say if life gives you lemon,
You
make
make lemonade.
out
You get what I
of
mean?
it.
As long as there's life, there is hope. All you need is just go and get help, because you can't do it alone. It would
Yeah.
always be frustrating,
Mhm.
but you need to go and you need to crawl out of that darkness and go and get help, and light will be shown to you.
A very sweet one. So beautiful.
Thank you.
You have listened to a lot and lot of people's story of how they healed.
Mhm.
So here is my question to you. How did you heal?
Hey, Omo. Okay, so my healing happened in phases. First of all, when I got the call, I like to say the call or the mandate in 2012 January. When the Holy Spirit that told me to go and share my story, it made no sense. I had just gone through a breakup, and that I thought that this was who I was going to marry. I was pregnant. He made me abort it. 7 days after, he came and said he was no longer interested. I had fasted for 40 days because I was a church girl. Yeah. I had fasted. Yeah.
What?
That's why you see those pictures that I'm like, stick inside. I had fasted for 40 days to get him back, because that's how they raised me. You don't give up. So, and I'll strip myself naked in the middle of the night with this boy's picture and be anointing his father and his mother's head. I'm not kidding. I'm not making it up. I'm serious. That was how lost I was. So imagine, in almost the last day of the fast, I think it was a day before the last, that was when God told me, like, thank God, God just pitied me. Because the first 38 days, trust me, there was nothing I could hear now. Because there's some place in Ezekiel that says, you will answer them according to their idols in their heart. The idol in my heart is that I must get this guy back. But I think God just wanted to, this guy should not just waste this fast. So I think it was 2 days to the end, or probably the last day, that I heard God tell me, this is what you need to go and do, share your story and all of those things. It made no sense. I'm like, I remember telling my mentor at the time, she's like, don't answer that voice or that. I didn't even tell her about the story. I just said I'm seeing myself like I'm preaching, like I'll read, and it's true. I'll read one Bible verse and I can bring out scriptures. This was as far back as 2012. I can bring out sermon rather, from it. Like she told me that it's manipulation of the devil. So my point is, so of course I started sharing the story. Healing had not happened, but the first set of healing, or the first healing, was that I was even able to put myself out there. That's number one. Because before then, I would never have done. Nobody knew I had a child, and my daughter was 10 at the time. So it was the first time I came out with my picture, her picture, shared my story for about 1 month. So of course I saw another guy immediately. That's how you know that healing is not complete. And it was, for me, what it meant was somebody that saw you in this mess and still says, I want to marry you. It had to be God. What else? I still had low self-esteem, but it was on another level. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I just mind the guy straight. I saw all the red flags, everything. But I'm like, I could change him. I could, person won't marry me. He never married before, he never born, he never you better follow. Do you understand? Now I understand better that it doesn't mean anything. You get so, but at the time, that was it. That was everything I needed. And so, I tell people, yes, it's always good to discover yourself, find yourself. But I started finding my authentic self inside the marriage. That was the problem of the marriage. It wasn't that somebody was bad, somebody was not bad. What happened was that it was inside that marriage. I started going for therapy. It was inside that marriage I started doing all my courses. So it was as though this is a new me. You get what I mean? So there was no way this person could feed this new person. It's not possible. So I remember telling somebody then that this decision of marrying this person was not done authentically. Like I was someone else at the time. I tried though, like, no, I'm a Christian. Don't divorce. Divorce is wrong. Those kind of things. Okay, maybe let's level up this person. Maybe let's meet. I couldn't because it was there the healing inside the marriage. That was when the self-discovery started. So if you are single today, you are the luckiest. I kid you not. Because it is terrible to start discovering who you are inside the marriage. Trust me, if that marriage does not break, you are just going to be patching it. So, and let me balance it too. If you are married and you are just finding yourself, let me tell you the best thing. Carry your spouse along. If you are that spouse, you see that your wife, your husband is leveling up. Level up with them, or else they will leave you. It just doesn't work. That was what happened though. I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever shared this ever explicitly this way before. It was me seeing my power, my awesomeness. And then it's like scales fell, and I'm thinking, this person, how? Look at who I am. I didn't know my power. I didn't know, like, okay, so because you don't just leave a marriage now. You didn't marry to
just live
to
like
just
that.
leave.
Yeah.
You get, I did try a little bit. I don't know if I did everything I should have. I don't know. I don't think I did, to be honest. You know me, I'm very
Very
honest.
honest.
But I think I just did a little. Like, okay, so let's help this person. I'll talk to my mentors. I'll talk to my coaches at the time. Okay, talk to this guy, help him. Because my ex-husband is the kindest man I have ever met till today. Nobody beats that. I kid you not. I still spoke to him on Saturday. You understand? He has been to our house twice. He's a good guy. The only problem was that we were no good for each other.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't know what else I should have done anyways, but what I just know is that was another form of healing. So I became more confused. In therapy now, I understand it now as a coach. It happens though, when people come newly, it's like you help them ravel some things. The first thing is confusion. You now start to question everything you have ever done. That was what happened to me. I started to question, am I even Christian? Am I a Christian because I was born into Christianity, or my parents forced me to church, or because I'm a real Christian? That was where it's the blessing and the curse of healing or knowledge. The questioning of everything can ruin everything. I now started questioning. So for me, I always tell my friends, I can never have midlife crisis. My own happened at 32 or 33 at the time. I started questioning everything. Like, am I even a Christian? Do I really want to be a Christian? Do I even believe in this Christianity? Am I supposed to be doing this thing? Am I even supposed to be born? I kid you not. I went that deep. Who am I? What am I? Then am I even supposed to marry in the first place? Then this person I married, that was it. It was good. It was the best thing till date that has ever happened to me, because that was where the journey of my life was unraveled. That's how I was born. That's how this phase of because from then on, my identity shifted. Because I now understood for the first time that, oh my God, my success is not dependent on anybody. Jesus, what? Like I can do whatever. I can create things. It was as though scales fell from my eye. So that was one level of healing. And then of course the marriage got broken. I got divorced. That's why I say healing is in layers. Healing is endless. So I have knowledge, but there was still trauma of divorce. There was still pain.
Okay.
There was still confusion. There was still that feeling of, I need to marry. That's the greatest lie the devil has fed us. We should marry. It's not a need. Because that was the reason why I had 14 heartbreaks. That was the reason why I had 15 abortions. I just needed to be qualified by a man.
By a man.
I just felt like my life would make no sense without a man. Meanwhile, which was the reason why I was attracting the wrong men in the first place. Because at that time, that was low self-esteem speaking. So I would pick anybody just to be validated. So there was still that feeling of, now I've left husband. Especially because at the tail of my marriage breaking, there were men in my industry that were, telling me. So I'd already thought, by the time I leave this guy like this, I'll just enter another one. Remind
somebody.
me, you understand? Like, there was this guy then that was scoping me. I'm like, this one, big wig. What are you saying? Power couple, scatter everywhere. Couple power scatter. That was the reason why I actually tried to drink poison. Because the plan scattered. It didn't make any sense.
Oh.
So the plan I had planned that, before people even realize that she have left her marriage, she's already married. They will not even know. One day I'll just come out and share story. Hey! So, and then it didn't work. So that was when I sat down and realized that there's something wrong with you. Yes, you are helping people. You are doing this thing. You're saying this thing. Something is wrong with you. And because I nearly died, I knew that if another heartbreak happened, I don't know if I would be able to survive it. And there was this commitment I made to myself, especially about my daughter. I believe that people who have children on time, they don't care for them. They just, I decided to be a different mom. I don't think I've ever told her this, but I told myself that this girl was sitting jejely in heaven. I went to bring her. She must not be a part of the statistics. You understand? I'm not going to marry one man that will say, go and put her in the boarding school. I'm not going to say, do you understand? I am going to be her mom.
Yeah. Present.
So I knew that I could not die. It was the main reason why I threw away the poison. Because I know she was the only one. She was 15 at the time. My son was 3. I know that one, they will come and collect him. You may not even remember me again. But I felt this girl has been through a lot. Didn't have a father. Then I gave her one, which was my ex-husband, took him away. So this girl is already traumatized. Then I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to add that to her CV. Then she's going to be the one to discover my body. I just told myself, you're a selfish woman. You are going to traumatize this girl for her. And so I threw away the poison. So it was at that point I knew that something had to shift. Or else, maybe not gone next time or whatever. Did you get? That was when I now went through another level of healing. I stayed off men for 3 years. Because I knew that my power of choice is not Ogbadun. I knew that. So it was in those 3 years I went in again to rediscover myself. You get? Which is what I wish pastors will do. I wish leaders will do. I wish people, authorities online, coaches will do. Because we think we have some level of knowledge, we think, oh, I know everything. Like that's why healing is in levels. There's, there are levels that you are still malfunctioning, you're still dysfunctional at some level. Go inward again and again and again. I still do it till now. You get what I mean? So that 3 years was to rediscover who I am without man. Do you understand? Without man, without validation of the world. And do you know the most beautiful thing that happened? I understood my power. For the first time, I saw myself as beautiful. When I tell my clients today, they don't used to believe it. Do you know that I never believed that I was cute? Never. I felt like, I don't know where all of that came from. I used to feel like, you that you are dark, you that you are short, you that you are big tummy, you that, who will marry you, so you have to overcompensate. You have to do. I understood that look at who you are. Look at how beautiful you are. Look at the depth of knowledge you have. Look at how transformational you have been or you are. Look at how many people you are helping. Look at how great of an asset that you are. Any man who comes for you or who marries you, you the man is blessed.
Blessed.
I never ever saw that before then. I always thought, I had a child. Do you understand? Any man that would marry me was doing me a favor. That was the change for me. And this was when I already got divorced. I already had 2 kids from 2 different men. My self-esteem was way higher than ever before I had a child or even after I had one child. And you know what happened? The quality of men that was interested in me drastically changed. This is what I teach women today. This is what you're missing. If you're attracting idiots, there's something idiotic about your behavior or your trauma. There's something inside of you that's calling. Until you make that shift, it's not about 10 steps to get married. No, it's not that. It's you. It's you leveling up. And it's not this facade that we do outside. I'm now an independent woman. I don't take no nonsense. It's all, in fact, it's the trauma that is speaking. That's not it. It's just you being comfortable in who you are. It's just you understanding your power, your identity, understanding your awesomeness. Princess, I don't think there's anybody on earth that loves themselves so much as me. I'm telling you the truth. Because the day I understood my power, I'm sure, I always say here now, the best person that I tell my story inside this office is our OD. I'm the most fearless human, Like, I know my power. I don't fear, like, what if this happened? What if this? I don't. Like, people don't get it. Do you understand? But that happened after that healing, that level of healing, that shift. I understood that God is always with me. I don't need to invoke him. I don't need to go and be looking for him anywhere. Like, I understood that I am God. I understand the power inside of me. I understand the power of creation, that I can create the world because I am created by God. So what happened was the kind of men that came shifted. I'm telling you, Princess, I had 4 men for the first time since they born me. I was the one choosing. One came from, I don't want to mention the name because it's my very good friend. Now you know that I'm talking about him. Like different countries to come and see me here in Nigeria. I was the one now saying, this country.
I'll pick.
Oh God, I don't want to take my children here. This one. I beg his hold, Jerry. Before I used to pick the available. The person that come was but now I became the one who was doing the approving. That's the power a woman has. But trauma has rewired us. Loss of identity, change of identity. So when the day I got remarried, I saw people writing, oh my God, God must really love her. For this to happen. I wish I could talk about that. The way you guys see me, I don't see myself that way. And that's the truth. People see me as somebody that has 1400. I don't see. Do you understand? That is my past. That's do you understand? A part of a story. That is not the story. People don't get that. You understand? So getting married the second time was a given. It was inevitable. Because my husband and the other men saw the awesomeness. It was just inevitable to want to be with this kind of powerful woman. You get what I mean? That's not to say my husband is not awesome. Before people think, you understand. But it is now better when a man, a good man, a powerful man, a healed man can meet a healed woman, a powerful woman. That's when the real power couple is. It's not an achievement. Like we think that, both of us, we are building houses together, we're speaking in different nations. It's not about that. It's that someone who understands his power marries someone who understands her power. So nobody is subservient to anything.
True.
So that's the healing story in a nutshell.
The beautiful one.
I know I
Now
spoke for
you're
hours.
married and you're blessed.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So now let's bring it back to the journey
So far. Yeah.
So you've lived through incredible transformation yourself, from being a therapist to now a mind and strategy coach.
Yes.
What has this new phase taught you about yourself, just in a nutshell?
That I thought I had power. Now I know I am power.
I am hard.
Do you know why? Because the transition that transition is another journey on its own.
Mm-hmm.
It nearly broke me, but I see the growth, I see the resilience in me come out in 100 level, 100 times. You get what I mean? It has taught me that, which is what I still tell everybody, you can be whoever you want to be. Because I've been in this space for 13 years, the healing space for 13 years. It's comfortable. I wasn't broke. I was doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Then imagine now leaving that
Mm-hmm.
and saying I want more.
Mm-hmm.
But wanting more is what I read from Joyce Meyer's book, or no, I listened to her talk about. She says, when you're on a mountain, you're doing well, but you want to climb the next mountain, higher mountain. People think that, you just jump, which was what I thought. But you don't know that you have to climb down. It's painful.
Mm-hmm.
Then you now have to climb
Yeah.
to that higher mountain. You understand? That was what happened to me with this mind. And because some of the clients that I thought, that they've been my clients for 5 years, for 4 years, for 3 years, I thought they were just going to move with me to this new mind and strategy coaching thing. And no more. The girls, they look me, baby, waiting they worry this woman. Well, what are you doing? Oh, it's therapy. What is business?
Mm-hmm.
What qualifies you? So now I realized that I had to look for new audience.
Mm-hmm.
That's very humbling. I also give this example, like when P Square broke up, I always heard Peter P Square say it again, Mr. P, when he was singing his songs, promoting his singles. He would say, I used to be a star. Now I'm an upcoming artist all over again.
Mm-hmm.
That's how this mind and strategy coaching thing felt in the beginning. Because now I had to go look for new clients. I had to do a lot of ads. I had to prove to people. Do you understand? Which makes sense because you are going into a new terrain. You have to be able to show people that I know this thing. No, you people, I know it too. So I had to put out a lot of content. I had to do, princess, we did a lot of flip-flopping, dancing, standing, doing car, content, a lot of things, So, but now, thankfully, after like almost forever, I think I'm building, and I think I have built to an extent that authority again in that space. But it's afforded me robustness. You understand? Now I am no longer limited to healing. Now I speak and teach people about business. I speak about the business of coaching. I speak about the business of therapy. I speak to female CEOs, help them build their business. You get what I mean? It's now bigger on a larger scale.
Yes. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Finally.
Okay.
Finally. What kind of stories or guests or conversations should we be looking forward to in this new season?
Firstly, with me is always vulnerability, is always authenticity. I don't deal with people that are plastic. I can't relate with it. I can't move around it. So I'm going to bring authentic guests, vulnerable guests, but we're going to talk deeper than healing. We're going to talk deeper than trauma. We're going to talk about from grace to grass stories. We're going to talk about mistakes that people have made. We're going to talk about empires that people have built. We're going to talk about mentorship, service, the things that people have done that has brought them to where they are today. Those are the things we're going to talk about. I'm so hopeful because each episode is going to take you higher and higher and higher. Do you understand? It's like a school for you. So just clock it. And we said it at the same time.
So if you could say one thing now to everyone listening who feels stuck in their journey right now, what would it be?
Okay. I'll make the one thing, two things together in one. It is never too late to start. No matter how broken you are, as long as you get help and then start building intentionally.
Beautiful. It was a delight doing this with you in your own show.
Yes, so it feels so funny, but it's like you're pulling things out of me. Your
It
questions
was an
left.
amazing one. I enjoyed every bit of it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys, I'm so sure you were able to pick a thing or two from today's amazing episode, the very first episode of the journey so far. Until we see you guys again. Not me, sorry. Until you see the host, the original host, our very own Coach Lara. Till we meet again. Bye for now.